Dear students, let us start the discussion on today's newspaper, that is 13th May 2017. There are not many articles in Hindu today, and by the way, the quality of Hindu is also coming down these days. So, the first article is The Jurisprudence of Outrage. It is written in the context of death penalty. Yesterday, we have discussed the capital punishment pros and cons. Now, as a continuation of this article, let us see the circumstances in India. You know, death penalty in most of the cases is awarded in the name of society. Prosecutor argues that the death penalty or else the case has shocked the collective conscience of society and penalty has to set an example for others not to commit the crime again. So, death penalty is imposed in the name of society, where the socialization process is also responsible for committing a crime. And second is, Supreme Court of India, it has stated the rarest of the rare doctrine in giving death penalty. But this rarest of rare doctrine is not been clearly defined. So that is the reason why death penalty is frequently resorted to in a charged social environment. Shock and or collective damage to collective conscience of the society, these are frequently cited as the reasons to award the death penalty. And many of these death penalties, when they are appealed, they are not standing to judicial scrutiny. So, if consistency has to be brought in, so we shall define what is the rarest of the rare rule, and also court has to clarify what is the meaning of damage to collective conscience of society, or what satisfies as a damage to collective conscience. That is what is the essence of this article. A different kind of opponent. So here, the essence of the article is this. BJP is trying to expand its footprint in many of the eastern and southern states. There is a major challenge to BJP over here. Here, the challenge to BJP is going to come from the strong regional parties which have deep roots in the societies over there. So overcoming that is a big challenge. That is what this article talks about. Now, there is a Kulbhushan Jadhav case. So with regard to saving Jadhav, you know, India took the matters to International Court of Justice. As Mr. Jadhav was not allowed for a consular access, India stated that it is violative of Vienna Convention on Consular Relations and took the matter to ICJ. And ICJ held on execution of Jadhav. And now, what are the consequences of this? Now, India states that any issue between India and Pakistan is a bilateral issue and there shall not be any internationalization of the matter. India, by taking the matter to ICJ, is it played into the hands of Pakistan by internationalizing it? Now, if the Pakistan has to stick to its argument, what is the argument before Pakistan is? India and Pakistan have a bilateral agreement with regard to the exchange of prisoners in 2008. And the agreement clearly states that any matter with regard to exchange of prisoners have to be dealt bilaterally. So it can argue that India and Pakistan consular relations are out of the Vienna Convention. So that is what is the essence of this article. Now, coming to United States, security of tenure, this is what is important for good administration. So, United States believes strongly in security of tenure and autonomy of investigative agencies. FBI director, he has a tenure of 10 years, but dismissal of Mr. Comey by President Trump, it has raised storm in administration in the United States of America. So in this context, Mr. Trump has warned Mr. Comey that he shall not release any secretive tapes. Here, Mr. Trump was expecting personal allegiance and loyalty of Mr. Comey to him. So, Mr. Comey, as he rejected that, it has led to his oust, that is his version of the things. Next is US intelligence. It states that India and Pakistan relations are going to have a downslide. The reason being is terrorist attack. Or as terrorist attacks are increasing on the soil of India, the relations are expected to take a southward turn. So that is what this article is talking about. Next is, let's come to the front page. So, issue fresh licenses for meat traders. This is what is the High Court is talking about. And then no mutual consent in triple talaq. You know that hearings are going on in triple talaq. So, Mr. Salman Khurshid, who is appointed as an amicus curiae on this case by the Supreme Court, has stated that there is no sanctity of God for triple talaq. Religious texts, they teach children that triple talaq is a sin. So, something is stated as a sin by a religious text. Can a man convert it into a law? This is what is the question posed by the Supreme Court. And then, so let's go to the news page. So, Prime Minister Modi is on his Sri Lankan tour. So, here this article explains Modi bonds with Lankans over tea. So, I want to differentiate the Sri Lankan Tamilians in two categories. Many of the Tamilians have migrated to Sri Lanka during ancient ancient times itself. So these are located in north and east. Later, Britishers have taken Tamilians to work in the tea gardens in Ceylon. So these people do not have any of or security, social security or support documents to call themselves as Sri Lankan nationals. So these are the people without a country for themselves. So now, Modi has addressed these people in Sri Lanka along with the president and the prime minister over there. And added to that, it's official, EC challenges parties to crack EVMs. So electronic voting machines, what are the checks and balances EC has put in place? It is going to be demonstrated, and it has given an open challenge for political parties to crack the EVM machines. It is to instill confidence among the people on use of EVMs in elections. And then, India to learn from London Transport. London Transport and Indian Ministry for Highways and Surface Transport, they signed an agreement for cooperation with regard to the urban transport. That's what Mr. Gadkari was talking about. Now, these are the articles for today. Not many articles are there. And thank you very much. All the best.